You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, the fallout surrounding the eye gouge heard around the world on Sunday during the playoff game between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun. The fallout continues. And one thing has surfaced, and it's a pretty big indictment, pretty incriminating of what it is Dijonai Carrington's really about. A lot of people feel like what happened on Sunday was a continuation of potential racial hate. She recently talked about how nasty Indiana Fever fans were. Let's be real, she's talking about Caitlin Clark fans. Well, when you conduct yourself as a scumbag on the basketball court, that's not in the streets. You're not going to get met with a bunch of high fives and a bunch of warm reception from any fan base. You're not going to get that, right? Some could say, well, you know, if you get your ass chewed out by fans, you're probably asked for it, right? And the world really exploded when this angle of this eye gouge, this eye poke, went viral from the game the other day, because from this angle, it looks like this eye gouge is very much intentional. You can see what that says. The WNBA needs to investigate. And let me just replay it right here. And then, of course, there goes the eye poke into Caitlin Clark's eye. She did get a black eye out of this, right? Well, this wasn't the first run-in, of course, with Caitlin Clark this season. We all saw her insanely mock Caitlin Clark after getting called for a foul during a game where she's conducting herself like a total idiot, like she's having convulsions on the court. And, I mean, the hits keep going on, but we've got this video that's surfaced now that happened during the game, and I believe this is after said eye gouge. And look, I liked Marina Mabry. I did. But I find this behavior to be pretty revolting. And it seems to be a mocking or a celebration of Caitlin Clark, the vicious eye gouge on Caitlin Clark. Watch this, folks. Right there. We don't know what they're laughing and a hee-hee and a ha-ha. Let me turn that down. We don't know what it is they're going on about, but it looks like they're making fun of what happened. And, well, if you want fans to not be nasty to you, probably ought not celebrate this kind of bullshit. I'm just going to keep it real, right? So, a few weeks ago, Dijonai Carrington called the Indiana Fever fans the nastiest in the NBA, and she was asked prior to the playoff game, has anything changed ahead of the playoff matchup?
And a few weeks ago, you tweeted that the Indiana Fever have the nastiest fans in the league. Do you have any message for them going into this series?
No.
Okay.
She knows exactly what she's doing. All right, there's no confusion. Jason Whitlock yesterday came out and called it assault, said Dijonai Carrington should be suspended for Game 2. I agree. I mean, it's a wrap. If the WNBA and Kathy Engelbert, if they're not going to step in, then Adam Silver and the National Basketball Association needs to step in. At the end of the day, he can step in here. All right? The NBA is the cash cow that's not named Caitlin Clark for the WNBA. Without the NBA, the WNBA would not exist right now. They've never had a profitable season. All right? This year wasn't a profitable season, even with the absurdness in all the business estimates that came out involving Caitlin Clark. The new television deal has not started yet. All right? That new television deal hasn't started yet. So they haven't reaped the benefits. But Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner, seems to have no idea that she's playing with fire. Fans are talking about a potential boycott around the WNBA because of the treatment of Caitlin Clark. So, we've got some new things that have surfaced now, right? Outkick put this out right here. Dijonai Carrington has been posting nasty tweets about Caitlin Clark and white people for months. Now, they have now all come out. Outkick went out there, found them, and put this out there for the world to see. All right? Now, she called, of course, the fans the nastiest in the W, but there was more than that, right? David Hookstead put this out. The WNBA player who accused Caitlin Clark fans of being the racist retweeted a racially charged message mocking anyone not black. Imagine not being black. Wow, laughing my effing ass off. She retweeted this. She co-signed this. All right? How to get away with murder. Be a white man in America. I think we're finding something out here. I saw a meme that said, pray for your light-skinned friends. We're turning white, and prayers accepted. Now, that's some racially charged bullshit from Dijonai Carrington. I'm rooting for everybody black. Don't ask questions. So, are we to be led down the road to try to believe that what's going on against Caitlin Clark is not racially motivated? We're supposed to try to believe that? By the way, it should be noted, NaLyssa Smith, she ain't showing up for her team. I mean, Jason Whitlock said yesterday, they need a goon. They do. They need an enforcer on this team. And he said NaLyssa Smith would have been the perfect one, except her girlfriend, or at least the skirt that she's chasing, is Dijonai Carrington on another team, on the team you're playing in the playoffs. And you know what? There's a lot of that all over this league, and I'm shocked by it because, I worked years in the corporate world. There are things called conflicts of interest. That's a thing. And I got to tell you, if I was these owners, these general managers, and these coaches, I wouldn't appreciate that very much, because I'd be like, do you really have the best interest of your team out there right now, or are you worried about the skirt you're chasing? Somebody said the other day, they had looked at a replay, and NaLyssa Smith went for a screen and just whiffed on it. Well, did you whiff on purpose? Because now I think questions got to be asked about that. But we got racially charged tweets here. There is a massive explosion of fans calling for Dijonai Carrington to be suspended for Game 2 of this playoff series. Kathy Engelbert, quiet as a church mouse. You're the commissioner. You can see what's going on. Don't sit back and smile and act like, well, we've got all this attention on us, so it's good for our league. Look, it's good for your league until the new fans say to bleep with your ass and turn the TV back off because they're tired of this and they don't want to watch the Michael Jordan of the WNBA get assaulted out there. I keep telling folks, they run the risk of this heading back in the other direction because it looks like all these families that tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark, they're starting to question, what kind of league are we watching here exactly? Does this league lack professionalism? It sure looks like it. You can't get your players under control? You don't have a backbone? Are you too concerned that you're going to get too much media backlash because you decide to punish a black lesbian activist? Because, the media would drown them. I mean, it doesn't matter. You better take care of the person that's bringing in 4 times the amount of eyeballs and 200,000 more people in attendance than anybody else, or your league can very easily go back to being irrelevant. Seriously, anti-white rhetoric all over the place? mocking and making fun of an eye gouge after the fact? Laughing, hee and ha ha? This looks terrible. It does. I mean, seriously. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. This has got a chance to completely implode the league. If this kind of thing continues, all that new money, and what shocked me is the networks that have paid all this money, this newfound money to the NBA and the WNBA, eventually those networks are going to call both commissioners and say, you do realize the WNBA only got a $200 million a year because of one player. You do realize that, right? And plus, they're going to make another 60 on top of that. But you get my point. You went from 60 to 260 for one player. Make no mistake. Sorry, Dijonai. Sorry, Angel Reese. Sorry, Asia Wilson. Nobody is tuning in. Basically 1.2 million versus 394,000. Get over it. Nobody's watching for you. Be mad. Keep it to yourself. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.